We got some new Seitei War lore in Chapter 66. According to Chihiro, a whole-ass island named Shokoku suddenly appeared on the southeast coast of Japan. Now, I'm assuming that this is what people were taught in textbooks. This extremely mobile island was full of Datinseki, and the natives were, of course, immune to it, so they could use its powers without their bodies exploding. These Shokokuans started to wash up on the shore and launched a full-scale invasion on Japan. 1 year and 5 months later, Kunishiki Rokuhiro forged the enchanted blades. The sword masters, sword wielders, got the blades, wiped out the enemy. 1 year and 5 months later, after the invasion, it was over. The enemy was defeated, our heroes were crowned. Just listening to this story, I can tell that this is not what actually happened. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. So you're telling me that a whole-ass island drifted over to Japan and no one saw it until it was close enough for them to actually get to land. So the island gets this close before anyone actually sees it, even though this is a port. And there's a whole city here. It's not like this is just like a secluded area with miles of land before the ocean. No, there's civilization right around the coast of this place. So no one sees this island getting closer day by day. It just shows up one day. And then you're telling me, now this is the real kicker, because we know. You're telling me that the people on this island could fully use the entire capabilities of the Datinseki without their bodies exploding. Because remember, the Datinseki is nothing to scoff at. The reason people may not even think about or know the Datinseki is so strong is because the person who's been fighting majority of the people wielding it has been Chihiro or even Samura in one part of the story. Chihiro and Samura are very much top tiers in the Kagurabachi universe. Chihiro with Enten is way stronger than the average sorcerer. Samura, even without Toby Moon, is way stronger than the average sorcerer. But if you remember, during the Rakuzaichi auction arc, I believe his name is Tenra Sazanami, Kiora gave Tenra Datinseki to use because he was getting his ass whooped by Shiba. Their whole team was getting their ass whooped by Shiba. So then Kiora spawned in Datinseki to help them out. Well, I guess help them out in air quotes because obviously it makes you explode. So he gives Tenra the Datinseki. It gives him like a jellyfish like power, and Datinseki, it amplifies your energy. He was able to use it for I don't know the actual timing, maybe like a couple minutes. And if you remember, he was actually getting at Shiba pretty good before Chihiro showed up and started helping Shiba. Shiba was struggling just a little bit. I don't know if he was actually getting serious yet, but Tenra was actually able to land a pretty good blow on Shiba and surprise him. Obviously, Tenra was a part of the Sazanami elite, so it's kind of hard to scale him. I mean, the only people he's really fought against that we've seen is Shiba, and we know that Shiba is a top tier, so it's weird. It's weird to scale him in the verse. We've only seen him fight really Shiba and Chihiro, but we do know that the Datinseki greatly improves your capabilities. So, you're telling me that an island full of people who can use Datinseki without limits showed up on Japan's shores, launched a full-scale invasion, and you're telling me that Japan lasted 1 year and 5 months against that? That doesn't make any sense. Datinseki users, even the ones that we have now that explode after a few minutes, are still pretty strong. Trained Datinseki users with unlimited capabilities, I can't imagine them losing in a surprise full-scale invasion against Japan. I can't imagine them having 1 year and 5 months struggle against what we see is Japan's average sorcerer. I just can't imagine that. I don't see it happening. It just doesn't make any sense. Also, if Japan struggled that long for if Japan struggled that long with the Daten users for a year and 5 months, how did they get people over to the island? Because I assume they would have to have had a mission to get people to sneak people across enemy lines to the island, mine the Daten, take it, sneak it back across enemy lines again, back to Rokuhiro wherever he was. That's just insane. I don't think that happened. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't sound like something that's realistic, even though the story is obviously fictional. It's unrealistic in general, but even through the scope of an unrealistic story, it sounds severely unrealistic. So yeah, I'm not jacking that. I'm not buying that story at all. Just based on that, it doesn't make any sense. I don't believe that Japan could survive that long against a island of Daten users who are invading them. It doesn't make any sense. So what I really think happened is, okay, here's what really happened. Maybe it's true that the island did slowly drift over into sight or whatever. Maybe it was slowly moving over and then it got into sight somehow. Maybe that's true. But what definitely isn't true is that the Shokokuans decided to invade Japan. I don't think that's what happened. I think that maybe the island got into eyesight of Japan. It caught Japan's attention. They sent what now is the Kamanabi over there. They met with them, probably learned their ways, learned their culture, learned whoever these Shokokuans are. And then they learned about Daten, and they were like, whoa, this is something like we've never seen before. And you know how colonizing nations are. You have something we want. You don't want to give it to us. We're just going to take it. And I think that's what happened. I think Japan went over there. They realized they have this resource that we really want. We're going to take it from them. And of course, the natives fought back. And then I think that's where the war came from. So they probably got enough Daten, or they stole it during the fight or whatever. During the fighting, they stole enough to craft the blades that Rokuhiro made. And it took him a year and 5 months to do it. During that time, I'm sure they were fighting some more. And then he came out with the blades, and it ended it. So basically, I think Japan most likely were the colonizers in the situation. They were the colonizers, I think. This is just my theory of what happened. But yeah, love that we got some more Seitei War lore to add. Because if this is what they're taught in the schools, this definitely is not true. Because there's just too many things that don't make sense. But yeah, peace out.